One Punch Man just ended the life of the public's most popular hero.
Say what?
However, Amai Mask has chosen his successor, the man to replace him as the greatest superhero, Saitama. But why has this happened? Well, it's because Amai Mask wasn't who he seemed to be. He was, in fact, a monster. Now, let me tell you, I have waited literally years for these chapters to be adapted, as this fight truly is one of the best in the entire series. It truly is peak One Punch Man. So, let's crack on. But first, we must rewind to understand what makes this fight so peak to begin with. Back to when Amai Mask had seemingly saved the day against Pesky Clown following his conversation with Saitama. Once again, in that moment, his clout was through the roof. To him, this was what it meant to be a hero, but that popularity would soon become his complete undoing as one of Pesky's balloon pops giving him another life. That's when my guy realizes that this isn't just any kind of monster, it's one that merges with its costume to gain more and more strength. An example we've seen of this in the past, of course, is Phoenix Man, who merged with his bird outfit. And so, Pesky Clown could still take 2 more killer blows. But that's not even the worst part, as the monster then starts drawing the attention of the crowd for its big show of beating up a hero. In spite of this, Amai Mask is able to land a hit once again, but this time Pesky Clown survives, which is when the A-class hero clocks it's getting stronger by the second. It's a monster born from someone's desperate need to be seen. It's a mirror of Amai Mask, a living embodiment of vanity and obsession, and the longer that he fights it, the more powerful the clown becomes. Because you see, at first the alarm for a wolf level threat goes off, but when Amai Mask joins the fight he's already now tiger level, but as we'll soon realise, doesn't stay that way for long. Now if you yourself want to level up from disaster level tiger to dragon and beyond, you already know what I'm going to say. You need gamer subs. For those of you that have been around on the channel for a while will know that we've been partnered with these guys for years now, and there's a reason for that. They're the best in the business when it comes to powdered energy drinks. There's not really much else for me to say really. It's 0 calories. I drink it whilst I script, whilst I'm in the gym. I'm gonna start streaming more soon too, and you can bet your bottom dollar that I'll be drinking it then as well. In fact, you know what? You don't even need to spend your bottom dollar. You don't need to spend any dollar, because you can actually just get a free sample. Then if you like that, you can use code ABD and get yourself a little discount on your order as well. The link for gamer subs will be down in the description below. Check it out. Trust me, it's a banger. And don't forget code ABD. But whilst I get stronger via gamer subs, Pesky Clown gets stronger via attention. It turns out it's the biggest weakness in Amai Mask being a hero, because the moment everyone realizes that it's him fighting, they all think that it's just for a TV show or a movie. Nothing is real to them. And so none of them listen to Amai Mask's pleas to evacuate the area. It simply causes more chaos. He's finally acting on his hero duties, but nobody believes him because he's being a celebrity ahead of all of that. Linking back to Saitama. Because in Amai Mask's head, a true hero must be flawless. They must be handsome and adored. He thinks that image is what keeps the public believing in justice and safety, which is why he's worried that nobody will be able to take his place as the perfected hero once he loses his humanity and becomes a complete monster. And so when he meets Saitama, he sees the perfect canvas to create a god tier hero. After all, the Baldy already has the strength needed to achieve that. But that's the problem. Amai Mask doesn't realize that Saitama has that strength because he didn't care about his image. He truly is a hero for fun, whereas Amai Mask isn't. He defined his humanity based on how others viewed him, but in doing so actually lost his humanity, leading to his monsterization. Remember, we learned from Dr. Genus that God placed a limiter on every human to stop them achieving a level of power that their body cannot control. It prevents them from going mad with power. However, it is of course possible to break and remove that limiter. It's the method in doing so, however, that decides the outcome. You can break your limiter through discipline, selflessness, and of course just pushing your spirit to the maximum, like Saitama, or you can do it out of sheer obsession, greed, and fear, like Amai Mask. It's that second version though that results in the body mutating into that of a monster, resulting in a loss of sense of self. But we'll get more onto that shortly, because it actually links all the way back to Saitama's fight with Garou. Now nonetheless, as the chaos continues, one girl panics, not because she might die, but because she's having a bad hair day and thinks that she might be on TV. However, these constant cheers and happiness simply fuels Pesky Clown's evolution even further. The monster's attack just barely misses Amai Mask, but still manages to knock off his designer sunglasses, making two fangirls immediately launch headfirst into the danger zone to pick them up, totally impervious to the imminent death heading their way. In spite of this, the hero is able to not only protect both of them, but also lands an instant counter on the clown, sending its body across the park, resulting in yet another killer blow, and then another. But again, this only attracts an even bigger crowd and an even bigger misunderstanding as more and more people start live streaming the entire fight. Thus, when Amai Mask goes to land another punch, it's blocked with ease as Pesky Clown snaps his arm in one squeeze. The perfect mask that Amai had built had begun to crumble under the weight of the shallow love and obsession that he dedicated his entire career to building. Nonetheless, he keeps trying, he keeps shouting, he even uses that same fame that he's built to try and get the people to run away, but they don't listen. They are both blinded and deafened now. The worst part is, it's made Pesky Clown demon level. He has surpassed Amai Mask in strength. Thus, the hero is forced into partially monsterizing to break free. Now, it's not the first time we've seen Amai Mask do this either. Against DOS, he healed his eye with monsterization and even recovered from Fiora Ugly's literally killer beatdown using his powers as well. What's more is that also in that arc, Amai Mask was obsessed with killing monsters. It's why he invited himself on the mission to storm the base to begin with, because he literally admitted to Saitama that if he doesn't keep killing monsters, he's afraid that he's going to lose his humanity. It's literally the only thing keeping him sane right now, which is why he was even about to kill Manako, a good monster who helped Saitama, King, and Flashy Flash. Regardless of if the creature was morally right or wrong, didn't matter. Amai Mask simply had to kill her just to uphold the appearance that he's built. Similar to how Pesky Clown is now hoping to go on a killing spree, starting with Amai Mask himself, because to him, it's a marketing opportunity. It would achieve his dreams of going viral across the internet, the news, the entire world. Therefore, the monster goes straight for the hero's face. He repeatedly beats it into the ground, making even the news anchors begin to worry, asking if another hero is nearby to help, as Pesky Clown has leveled up yet again, this time reaching a disaster level dragon, a level of strength that Amai Mask has never been able to surpass. And that is when Amai's mask finally breaks. He's launched into the Ferris wheel bordering on death, which is when he realizes he can't win with this body. He has to abandon this obsession with being beautiful to save the same fans that will only hate him for being ugly. Those of you who know what I'm talking about will know that his character represents the same themes as The Substance, in how the pursuit of eternal beauty and validation only leads to self-destruction, identity loss, and the horror of becoming the very thing you tried to hide, which is why he was so terrified of Fiora Ugly back in the Monster Association arc. Also, by the way, if you do like movies, don't forget to check out Movie Balls Deep. Adil actually posted a big deep dive on The Substance. If that's something that might interest you, you know where to find it. But that's when Saitama's words echo in Amai Mask's head as the Ferris wheel begins to collapse with the people still on it. Those words are actually what kill the idol known as Amai Mask and give birth to the true hero within, which ironically is only drawn out when he becomes the monster, which he finally does. And let me tell you, alright, bro is ripped. I can't lie, he's got a bit of aura about him. In fact, I'ma say it, this is my Amai Mask. My guy is goated. The fangirls had their time, alright? Now it's the boys' time to enjoy Amai Mask. He's cooking. It's like Robert Pattinson all over again. The girls had Twilight, now the boys get Batman. It is as simple as that. But hey, I'm getting sidetracked. Back to peak. Because Amai Mask is then able to lift the Ferris wheel and save it, whilst also being able to stop Pesky Clown's kick without even moving. I mean, come on, look at the aura here. My guy literally just tears off the monster's shins with just his bare hands. I mean, it straight up looks like he's just taken a bite out of him. I'm sorry, that is my A-class hero right there. But unfortunately, that's not an opinion the others share, because it doesn't matter that he killed the monster. It doesn't matter that he did an actual heroic thing. Because his transformation didn't change back like he wanted due to his mind not being able to concentrate, all of his heroics are for nothing. And that's when his consciousness begins fading. The monster is here to stay. Helicopters circle overhead, social media erupts with outrage, and Saitama watches it all unfold on the news. And so he does the heroic thing. He does what all true friends do. He goes to be there for him. He leaves Genos behind and jumps straight to the fairground. Meanwhile though, Amai Mask's battles aren't over yet, as Pesky Clown isn't finished. His body has mutated beyond comprehension due to the now increased amount of attention Amai Mask has received following the reveal of his true form. Thus, using his forearms, he begins to pull Amai Mask apart, with the crowd calling it friendly fire between monsters, asking if any real heroes will help them now, not realizing that they are literally wishing for the death of the one hero that was actually helping save their lives. Sorry, this is genuinely getting me actually angry. Just a manga, it's not that deep, Harrison, calm down. But even when he finally gets the dub and uses his explosive strength to beat Pesky Clown into a bloody pulp that not even he could recover from, people simply watch and say, yep, that's a monster alright. Even a few A-class heroes who Amai Mask used to be the judge of, including Blue Fire, arrive on the scene. One man asks him how the Hero Association even let a monster like Amai Mask become a hero in the first place, and the amount of negligence that goes with that, ultimately exposing the downfall of the Hero Association in the first place, foreshadowing how the Neo-Heroes will continue to now grow in popularity. You see, we know that the Hero Association has actually been corrupt on the inside for some time. From what Amai Mask said before about how when they first launched, they would let any old Tom, Dick and Harry join, but even now things have only gotten worse. The association was caught in multiple corruption scandals involving illegal actions by donors and staff, and faced heavy backlash for its lack of control over S-class heroes like Tatsumaki especially, whose battles often resulted in massive collateral damage. Even the safety of the public has taken a back seat now following their new hero apartment complex for the rich. And so the Amai Mask incident is now just going to be the cherry on top to give the Neo Heroes the go-ahead to become the new sheriff in town. And that's exemplified even more when one guy tries to throw a stone at Amai Mask in anger simply because his ex-girlfriend used to be a fan and that made him mad. It shows how this hatred for Amai Mask is almost as forced as the love they had for him. They only loved him before because it was popular to, and now that's the same reason why they hate him. But thankfully, the true superhero of the world shows up to help the man that the world once loved, known as Amai Mask. The man who has zero care for what society says or does, Saitama. At first, Amai Mask turns around in fear of which hero has come to kill him once and for all, only to take a closer look and see the caped baldy in all his glory. He once thought Saitama's entire appearance, his bald head, sharp edges, crappy costume, all of it had to change to inspire safety and justice in the people. But Amai Mask is now seeing firsthand how wrong he was, because he's finally feeling the safety that Saitama brings to the table. Bro even says Amai Mask looks really cool. And like I said, this links back to the Garou fight and, if I'm honest, the bigger picture of One Punch Man altogether. Because when he first faced Garou, Saitama called his monster form cosplay and asked why he was pretending to be a monster, as deep down he knew Garou was actually a hero at heart. Everything Garou did inadvertently saved people during their fight. And well, guess what? Saitama was right. Because as soon as Garou regained his humanity, he was secretly hired as Bang's replacement amongst the S-class. And that's what it all comes down to, your humanity. King helped Saitama keep his together, even as an evolved human. And whilst it's since been retconned, Blast also tried to reverse people's monsterification, citing humanity as the key to unlocking that. Now, yeah, it was retconned like I said, but it's not to say that it's a plot point that can't resurface again at some point in the future. Perhaps it simply just wasn't the time for that storyline yet. A bit like how Muro removed a Berserk chapter from the story after it was released purely because it was just too soon for such a plot thread to be revealed. I don't know, you let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, ding that notification bell, and whilst you're here, you might as well check this video out on your screen right now.